Welcome to Kauffman Writes, the first daily writing life. Give you motivation, inspiration, and maybe we'll beat procrastination together. So today we're going to be doing 2 writing sprints. We're going to be getting into it. I've been making some great progress on my story, Last Scarecrow. I want to know, how is your story going? Drop it down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. So we'll split up our 2 writing sprints with one break in between where we'll chat about, all right, how's the writing going this week? And hopefully we're making a little bit of progress. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Kauffman, and this is my daily writing live stream. Welcome to the creative writing community, where I do all types of writing shows, from Kauffman Writes to the Story and Critique Show to podcasts and everything in between. This is the writing community to be in. Thank you for joining me today. We're starting off with an early sprint. We're doing some slightly earlier sprints this week, hopefully being a little bit more accessible. And I'm going to be hopping right into it. Hey, what's up, Bethany? Glad to have you joining me. Fabulous writing. I think we're both going to be able to get in some good writing practice with our stories. I know you've been hard at work with the blood magic on your story. So, all right, I feel really good vibes, and we're going to be getting straight into it. So let me cue up my page. I've been making good work on Last Scarecrow. I am writing and working on a pixie, so feel free to read along if you're not feeling super creative, or join me and let's get to writing. All right, so I got 20 minutes on the clock, and it's time to write now.
song. Destiny to see. Stand and rise. Face the dark. Light the skies. Leave your mark. Eyes on the prize. Heartbeats hard. Dreams to realize. Played every card. The wind whispers brave. The stars guide the way. No soul left to save. Time to make
All right. Writing sprint completed. Wonderful. Okay, so I felt pretty great about that. Let's take a break. I was like, let's do a 10-minute. All right. So, I felt pretty good. Were you able to get some good writing in on your part in the meantime? I would say I'm kind of redoing like the opening of the Pixie scene, but the Pixie scene with her fighting against her doll was actually really fun. Like I was very happy with how it had came out. Um, so I'm going to keep most of that because I think there was something really cool about this kind of like creepy horror element with this doll that Pebbles carried with her throughout the story is suddenly now coming to life and attacking her. So I think that was fun. I just have to make sure adjust the environment to now match the where they actually are. So it's definitely been it's cool. It's cool. Just make some minor adjustments. And then we get to return to a Scarecrow who's being chased by zombies. It's like maybe I remember somebody suggested yesterday. Maybe I should make him face off against a zombie dragon. I was like that could be fun. I don't know how he'd survive that. He's not very good in combat, as we've seen. Let's see what y'all got. Hey, welcome to the stream, Lewis. Glad to have you. Atomic, glad to have you here as well, my friend. Let's see. Bethany, I know it looks like you threw up a section. 4 children's faces calling out to her as the water splashes around her. Little hands reaching for help, head bobbing under and on top of the rushing water. Something that I always like to challenge myself with, Bethany, is minimizing 4 children's face calling out to her as the water splashes around her. So I always like to try to minimize the use of the same word within a sentence or within a couple sentences, if at all possible. With this one, I would get, because you have her in the same sentence, there's probably a way to rephrase it. I would probably go 4 children's faces called out as the water splashed around her. 4 children's faces called out while the water splashed nearby. Could be another way to go about it. Little hands reached for help while as heads bobbed under and on top of the rushing water. That's probably where I'd go. I'd probably turn that into 2 sentences. I think that's how I would tackle that. Let's see. Dawn through connection took over Aiden's blood magic with her memory snap. Now what she forgot is playing through them, and she didn't get cut, but she was touching him to take over through different. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I'm like, every single time you share your story, Bethany, I'm always like really interested in the blood magic element of it. I'm like so glad that you're getting near the end of the chapter. It looks like Atomic had a good one. Head bobbing up and down, one moment above, the next below the surface of the rushing water. There you go. Atomic, you win. Where's the comment of the day? We're not doing the comment of the day, but if there was one, that's what we'd be doing. That's it. That's a good reframe. Really good reframe. So yeah, I really like that. Really nice comment, my friend. By the way, actually, with the comment of the day, so I actually really liked how it worked out this last weekend. I think I liked kind of having a top 3. I think this weekend I'm going to try running the quote of the day game, probably on both Saturday and Sunday stream. And then Sunday I'll invite the my podcast guest to vote with me. I think that'll be kind of cool. Let's see. Lewis, I love it. Atomic strikes again. Bazinga. I love it. And that's like so appropriately worded for your name, Atomic. Atomic strike for the win. Atomic, if you end up doing a brand with if you end up doing branding for the name Atomic at all, it should be a Atomic Strike. Atomic Strike for the win. I love it. Let's see, Bethany. Let's see, connection points. Was she able to do this? So come to the last thing that happened to her before she lost her memories. connection. That's from the previous point. Take over through different. Okay. She was touching him to take over through different connection points. Was she able to do this? So kind of the last thing that happened to her before she lost her memories. Awesome. And it looks like you checked that out, Bethany. Awesome. Woman power taking over. Mwahaha, JK. Dawn's power of healing. So she was able to heal her memory by connecting Aiden's power with hers to form the memory recovery. That's cool. That's really awesome. Dawn's power of healing. That is super fun. I'm having fun learning about your story, Bethany. I hope you get to. I hope you end up submitting an excerpt of it in the future. I'm like so intrigued by this blood magic for sure. And then, like, for those of you who missed out on this last Sunday's podcast episode, the author I had on, Holly, she did a reading of her story in the middle of the podcast, and the magic that her character used, she has like her tears form like diamonds. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of clever. So that's kind of like a clever ability. I don't know if I've thought of like some like magic that shoots from the eyes. When I think of magic that shoots from the eyes, I think of X-Men Cyclops of a superhero ability, but I haven't thought too much of like eye-based magic where essentially you're blinded when you use it, but I thought that was interesting. This is a great question. Lewis, when do you start to trust your creative instincts? So, Lewis, that's a really great question. I think I'm of the rare breed where I always trust my creative instincts 100% of the time. And I think that's been very true to my writing style ever since I started writing. I think I was like in 7th grade. It was either 6th or 7th. No, I think it was earlier. I think it might have been 5th or 6th grade when my parents got me like this create your own story set. And I embarked on this like 20-part book story to rewrite the Super Mario franchise. I had so much fun with that. I think as I've been working on my stories over time, I think I just trust that whatever I create is going to be a fun experience as long as I'm enjoying it. Now, that's not to say like I know all the things that I need to write, or all the things that I write will need to go through editing and rewriting. And I know as writers, we could go back to our stories and edit and re-edit it a trillion times. If we allowed ourselves, we could probably keep finding things to fix, keep finding things to change. The goal with our stories isn't for it to be perfect. It's to be meet a certain level, so that way we've made it as easy and as engaging as possible for our readership. And I think by trusting our creative, I think by trusting our creative instincts, I think if a lot more people actually trusted their creative instincts, there'd be a much less depression when it goes towards the writing process. So many times online, I see a lot of writers, or a lot of like newer writers, struggling with like, oh, I don't know what to write, or I'm stuck here, I'm at whatever point of the writing process. Now, editing's a little different, but in terms of just the writing process, if you're stuck on something, like try something new, have fun, trust your gut, do something completely different, try different things. My belief is like, if just trust yourself and trust that you'll create something fun. And it might not make sense. And then we go into the whole like, okay, well, I'm being too much of a critic of myself. But I think if we just allow ourselves and we trust that whatever we write is going to be awesome. Now that's awesome for a rough draft, right? Not necessarily awesome for a final draft. I think we're making it so much easier on ourselves, right? And I was like, there are some points in this story with Last Scarecrow where like, if I hadn't trusted my own creative process, I wouldn't have come up with some of these ideas with like the dragons or some of the animals, or the thing with the first demon. And there's just been so many points where it's just like, have fun, really have fun. Yeah, but this is a really good call out actually. If it is the rough draft, I think it's good to make sure that like your sentences have a good flow. I actually completely agree with like, okay, we'll make sure there's like a decent enough flow. But like Bethany, also like think about like when your story goes through a second draft and a third draft, whether that's through you or through an editor, like it's going to have to go through a whole like developmental edit, which means that somebody's going to come in and look at like, do all the characters make sense? Does the plot make sense? Does the world make sense? And you might have to make changes that is then going to change the grammar and the spelling of all these different things. So as such, like you might like really focus on writing these like really awesome paragraphs, but then it might get changed if something about the overall story doesn't make sense. So Atomic brings up a really good point. I think like for me, I know the timer just went off. We'll start back up in a second. But for me, I when I'm writing my rough draft, I think there's like a couple rules that I have in the back of my mind where I'm like, okay, when I'm writing, I want to at least make sure that I'm not using too many words repetitively within a same paragraph or same sentence. That's like one thing I try to keep. And then another thing, I want to make sure that the sentence flows and that it's understandable. And then the third thing is making sure that it's using correct punctuation to the best of my ability. I try to just stick to those three things just from the purely like grammatical sentence structure. I know I'm going to change the word choice. I know I'm going to change things later on. But like for me, that always works out as like a rough framework. I have to have good grammar somewhere. Oh, JK, to hire me a good editor when said and done. Let's see. I'll have you drawn into my story Beyond the Blood Magic. Ooh, that's so cool. That's actually a really cool. That's a really cool name. Beyond the Blood Magic. Stephanie, Beyond the Blood Magic sounds like the podcast or like the behind the scenes for your book. Like if your book, like I forgot what your book was titled. I forgot if you shared already, but for some reason, like when the book launches, it feels like this is going to be the podcast segment of you talking about the process. It's going to be called Behind the Blood Magic with Bethany Harris or whatever pen name you end up going with. Let's see. You have a shape-shifting wolf woman who has anger issues that makes her grow over 7 feet tall in the wolf form, only she doesn't size change if she's in human form due to her elven crossed blood. Ooh, that's cool. We got a bit of a werewolf elf hybrid. That's actually super sweet. Werewolf elf hybrid. I'm like, that's really cool. That's a cool idea, actually. Super eager to see how that comes to life. All right, so with that being said, let's hop into our second writing sprint. And let's go. So instead of a follow, subscribe, let's go like this stream. Let's do that. Let's pop that up. So if you're enjoying the stream, tap that like button. Please hit the like button. Let me know that you're getting value out of it. As I'm continuing to understand how YouTube and how the platforms push the live streams are pushed out differently than they are with the long form videos. So I'm trying to really understand, I'm like, okay, what's like the best levels of engagement? Right now, I'm really going to push liking and commenting to really see if that helps push the stream out there so it can bring more writers into the community. So tap that like button. You do be doing me a favor. I really appreciate it. All right, and let's hop into writing sprint number 2. So with this one, let's go a little longer. All right, so we'll do the second writing sprint. I'm only doing 2 today. We'll do the second one at 30 minutes. Let me adjust the settings on here. Perfect. So we got 30 minutes on the clock. I am all set. I get to go back into Pixie, our Pixie Pebble the Pixie, and let's see what we got. All right. And this time we got a little bit more time. So like, I believe in us. We can do it. If you're feeling super creative, whether that's brainstorming, writing, or editing, join along in the sprint. Or if you're feeling not too creative, kick back, relax, and I'll write vicariously for the both of us. I got 30 minutes on the clock. And it's time to write now.
song, destiny to see. Stand and rise, face the dark, light the skies, leave your mark. Eyes on the prize, heart beats hard, dreams to realize. Play every card, the wind whispers fate, the stars guide the way. No soul left to save. Time to make your song. Destiny to see, stand and rise. Face the dark, like the skies. Leave your mark. Eyes on the prize. Heart beats hard. Dreams to realize. Played every card. The wind whispers brave. The stars guide the way. No soul left to save. Time to make them pay. Eyes on the prize. Heart beats hard. Dreams to realize. Playing every card. The wind whispers brave. The stars guide the way. No soul left to save. Time to make them pay. Time to make them pay. Stand and rise. Face the dark. Like the skies. Leave your mark. The wind whispers brave. The stars guide the way. No soul left to save. Time to make them pay. Leave your mark.
All right, writing timer done. Good writing sprint. That was a really good 30-minute sprint. I felt very happy about that. So that was awesome. Oof, man, I made some great progress on Last Scarecrow. Like I'm good. I got the first gore, the grizzly bear section done. I feel pretty good. I'm actually almost done fixing Pebble's section. I had to adjust the setting for it. And now I kind of like, so I had both of them, which I think is actually cool because I'm tying into the back story of the world and of the greater magic system I've developed. But now we have these giant braziers, which are like channel a type of magic. And the grizzly bear woke up in a brazier, which is basically shooting this protective green dome over the island he's trapped on. And then the pixie woke up in a brazier, which shoots this purple energy that's covering the island that she's trapped on. And something's about to happen where now we get two. She gets to face off against her the voodoo doll she's been carrying for a while, so we'll get to see more of that. That's a fun. I love that. Oof, all right, I feel great. I feel great about what I had accomplished. Bethany, I love that. I love that you're getting you just like saying brazier. Bethany, no, I was on a roll. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good that you're getting some really good writing in. I think it just goes to show that your like creativity is like really flowing and really going right now. Tom, you just like saying brazier. Maybe. um as I've been developing the magic system of the world, though, I've been thinking about what is used to channel the magic because there's a very huge elemental aspect to it, and it is these giant like golden brazier things. So as I'm developing it, I'm like, these are actually going to be more relics that are going to be tied into the monument system for this world. Pixie is essentially flashing everyone. Yeah, the pixie is okay, that's funny. Oh man. Yeah, the pixie is our pixie is in for a world of pain right now. Scarecrow flash mob. Woo, dance party. Oh, I love that. So I felt pretty good about that. I got some really great writing in myself. And yeah, as I look towards creative writing on the morrow, I will be back tomorrow with my sketch, which that'd be helpful if I had it pulled up. It'd be super helpful if I had my schedule pulled up. Where did it go? All right, bear with me, and I'll pull my schedule back up once more. All right, so I got it here. Beautiful. So here we go. So here's my schedule for this week. I will be back tomorrow for our 5 p.m. writing session time. The 5 p.m. Wednesday seems to work out pretty well. So we'll stick to that. I'll be back 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 4, 5, 6, 7 Eastern. So come join me for some more writing sessions. We're making some great progress in our stories. And thank you for joining me today. But let's say you're getting in some great writing now and you don't want the writing session to be over. Don't worry, I got you covered. You can go check out some of our previous writing sessions down in the YouTube description below. More writing sprints, more writing vibes, and it will give you some more inspiration and motivation. And once again, don't forget to like the stream on your way out. Let me know that you got value out of this and help me show the algorithm that writing streams are cool. All right. And let me comments. Let's see. Bethany, once again, like I'm really glad the writing sprints have been helping you out. I like absolutely love your energy. Your story is definitely really coming along. It's just like bit by bit. So I'm really glad that it's helping out. Atomic, Lewis, John, thanks for stopping by, my friends. Glad to see you here. We'll make progress on our story bit by bit. Marcella, seeing you in. I'm not in so much of a writing mood today, but I did some drawing. I'm basically designing a whole capsule wardrobe for all my mains. Well, that's cool. So you're still using your creative energy, right? So even if you're not doing like the writing portion of it, there's always the 3 phases, right? Brainstorming, writing, editing. And I think because yours is much more, because yours has the animated aspect to it, like those are all things you're going to have to do as well. So that's still in the development process. And I think when we're working on things that are like scripts, graphic novels, animations, the writing is just as important as the art and the design. Because for a graphic novel, people are reading, like, the images have to be just as moving. If it's a script, like, you have to have a good idea of how you want the characters to be portrayed as well. So that's really awesome. I'm glad that you're still able to get some good like development in, Marcella. Thanks for stopping by the stream today. And that, my friends, is all that I got for you today. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kauffman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. I'll catch you tomorrow.